Most marketing producers only focus on the creative concept. But here's the truth. Without the right build process, the best ideas fall apart. By the end of this video, you'll know how to turn ambitious marketing visions into flawless, high-quality brand activations on time and within budget. If you've ever stressed whether your activation is going to look just as good in real life as it does in the render, you're not alone. The gap between a creative idea and flawless execution is where most projects fall apart. I've spent 15 years perfecting a build process that ensures every activation isn't just stunning, it's structurally sound, it's on budget, and it's delivered without all the last-minute stress. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. So let's get into it. Number one is we need to understand why activations fail before they begin. Ever wondered why some pop-up activations look great in the concept phase, but then fall flat in reality? It's not a bad design, it's a broken build process. Too often, teams invest months into these creative concepts only to see them watered down because of time, budget, or execution issues. It's frustrating, right? But the real issue isn't the budget or deadline. It's not aligning the build process with the creative vision from day one. We've worked with some of the biggest agencies and brands in the world, building activations that match or exceed the original vision. Our approach? A three-phase process that delivers precision, polish, and wow factor results. Firstly, I always recommend to my clients that they engage us nice and early. Great teams get involved before the approval process starts to happen. Number two is we preempt production challenges. We identify material and structural needs up front so that we can plan accordingly or tweak the design. And then lastly, we commit to craftsmanship. We don't cut corners on materials or fabrication while still giving our clients the best bang for buck. Some might say you don't have to get the build team involved so early, but trust me, a few hours of planning now is going to save you weeks of problems later on. The biggest mistakes I see is ignoring fabrication limits. Not everything designed in 3D can be built affordably, so we need to be tactical about our choices. And the next one's underestimating build times. Rushing the build process can lead to quality issues, but a great activation isn't just about a great idea, it's about a great execution plan. Without it, the best creatives fall apart. Number two is the 3 keys to a show-stopping activation. What separates a forgettable activation from an absolute showstopper? It's not luck, it's these 3 things. Too many brand activations miss the mark. They look good on paper, but they don't deliver the wow factor in real life. The problem? Most of the time, they lack the 3 key things that make activations unforgettable. After 15 years of working with top brands and agencies, I've identified the 3 non-negotiables for a high-impact activation. If you nail these, your builds won't just meet expectations, it will blow people away. So here they are. Number 1, flawless fabrication. No rough edges, no shortcuts, every detail matters. The quality of the build needs to match the quality of the brand. The next one is seamless logistics. If your install's a mess, your activation's gonna suffer. And the last one is immersive execution. Your activation needs to pull people in, not just sit there. But this is just for projects with big budgets. The good news is, a lot of the time, you don't need a mega budget. You just need to make better decisions on where to invest your money. And the first mistake I see people make in this area is overcomplicating the design. More elements doesn't necessarily equal better results. And the next one is ignoring the audience experience. A build isn't just about how it looks, it's about how it engages with people. A show-stopping activation isn't just about creativity, it's just as much about execution. Nail these 3 elements and your pop-up activation won't just look great, it'll create impact. Number 3 is the secret to a flawless execution. Every activation looks great in the renders, but how do you make sure it looks just as good in real life? Here's how. So many builds can look rough around the edges. Sometimes literally. Poor execution ruins great ideas. And the problem here is lack of precision in fabrication and finishing. This is why we use a precision-first approach, combining top-tier materials with meticulous craftsmanship. The goal? Activations that don't just look good, but they impress. Step 1 to this is that material selection matters. Quality materials equal a premium finish. Number 2 is drafting and prototyping. Testing ensures that there's no nasty surprises on site, and drafting everything up in advance makes sure that the build team that's fabricating the custom build for this activation know exactly what's been promised to the client and can deliver on that accordingly. And the last one is refining every detail. The way you do your polishing, painting, finishing, even cleaning can take your build from something that's good to something that is stunning. Isn't high-end fabrication too expensive? High-end doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be spending more money. Running a good build process means that we're redoing less work and we're wasting less time, which at the end of the day is a great money saver for everybody. Perfection is in the details. Without precision, even the boldest activation can look amateur. Number 4 is how to stay on budget without sacrificing quality. High-end activations cost a fortune. Well, not necessarily. You just need to know where to focus your budget. Budget constraints can force marketers and producers to make some big compromises to their design. But the biggest mistake is cutting the wrong corners. I like to guide clients to spend where it counts, so that every dollar enhances quality while still keeping everything in check. And here's how I like to go about this. Number 1 is prioritizing impact. Invest in the elements that are going to create the biggest wow factor. Number 2 is working to standard material sizes. Small changes to the dimensions of things are a great way to save some money without impacting the design or changing the look and feel of what you're going for. And number 3 is to avoid late stage changes. Too many revisions too late in the piece can eat away a lot of time and money, and this is what can really hurt projects. But can't we just start with this and adjust the design later? Sure, there's always room for adjustments, but planning this stuff early is the most cost-effective way to go about it. The biggest mistake I see clients make is trying to spread their budget way too thin. They're trying to do everything half good instead of just doing certain elements brilliantly. So remember, strategic spending doesn't mean you need to choose between budget and quality. You can have both. Number 5, the power of proactive project management. A flawless custom build for a pop-up activation doesn't start in the workshop. It starts with a rock-solid project plan. Skip this step and you are setting yourself up for chaos. Ever had an activation that ran over budget or missed a critical deadline? It's rarely because of the build itself. It's almost always the build project management plan. Proactive project managers make sure that the job stays on time, on budget, and is stress-free. It's about planning, communication, and execution. And here's what the best ones do. Firstly, they create a clear roadmap. Every project needs detailed timelines and check-ins. Next, they need to lock in materials and suppliers nice and early. This is going to avoid last-minute delays and shortages. Thirdly, they need to communicate consistently. At a minimum, they need to be providing you with weekly updates. But what if last-minute updates alter the plan? Good project managers expect them. That's why having a clear plan in place is so important. It lets you know where you are in the process so that you can understand and make confident decisions on what you can actually deliver before the deadline. It takes all the guesswork out of it so that you don't ever promise anything you can't deliver. The best activations don't just happen, they're orchestrated with precision. You see, a proactive plan can be the difference between a smooth launch and a last-minute scramble. Number 6, installation can make or break your activation. You've got the best design, the best material, and the best fabricators. But if the installation goes wrong, none of that matters. We've all seen it, an activation that looks amazing in the renders, but turns into a logistical nightmare on site. The problem? A rushed or unplanned installation process. I always want our bump-ins and bump-outs to be just as precise as our builds. Coordinated logistics, site requirements ticked off, crew who's up to speed on what's going on are all the things you need to ensure a seamless installation. And this is how I go about setting all of those things up. Number 1 is to put together a pre-site checklist. Know the access points, permits, do's and don'ts before the installation day. Number 2, set yourself up with a skilled installation team. Experienced installers equal fewer surprises. Getting a bunch of randoms to install something that they've never seen before is only going to make life harder than it needs to be. And step 3 is putting together your bump out strategy. Dismantling should be just as smooth as the setup. But can't any team just handle the installation? Not quite. An experienced team ensures everything is structurally sound and lives up to the expectations of the design. Execution is everything. A well-planned installation is what can separate a premium activation from a forgettable one. And number 7 is avoiding last-minute chaos. The biggest killer of high-quality activations is last-minute chaos. If you're constantly putting out fires, here's how you can fix that problem. Stress, delays, and budget blowouts all come down to one thing: leaving key decisions too late. The longer you wait, the fewer options you have. My entire approach is built around avoiding surprises. By locking in details early, running thorough quality checks, and keeping communication tight, I want to ensure activations run smoothly every single time. And here's what I reckon a really good should look like. Number 1 is getting designs approved early. Late approvals lead to rushed execution. Number 2 is booking logistics in advance. Trucks and install crews need time to prepare. And lastly, everything should get tested beforehand. A full dry run of the custom build before it arrives on site is going to prevent disasters on the day. Yeah, but what if a client changes their mind last minute? It happens. A lot. But having some buffer time in your schedule means that you've got a little bit of wriggle room when you need it. And this is why having a plan is so important. Last minute chaos is avoidable. The secret? Smart planning, proactive execution long before the installation day arrives. So tie up all this in a bow, flawless activations don't just happen by themselves. They require smart project management, seamless installation, and the avoidance of last-minute chaos. If you get these things right, your activations won't just meet expectations, they'll exceed them.